What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Took some time off, but now I'm back to do some more reactions. Jet like Gemini. Let's watch.
I hate the most about being a ghost is no one believes in me when I say death is near and no one else can hear. It's so frustrating to watch you go, don't you know?
I think this band pretty much has everything you need for a good rock band. The drumming is good, the guitar sounds and whatnot, and the composition of the music is good. The vocals are good. Guy can perform everything. I even think I heard their song on a college basketball, bumper or whatever. We'll get into those thoughts though.
Now I said you're one of us now. You're one of us now. Look down at my number shirt, 'cause now I'm looking in your direction.
So straight off the bat, I'm already hearing like multiple different hooks and parts and stuff. So the song started off, you had the kind of like little drum sequence with the Les Paul noises. Then we heard the little kind of Strokes-esque guitar lead that was driving the verse. Now we're into the catchy chorus, little pauses and everything, drum stops. It's all building up to this chorus. Now we're back to the little Strokes style part. The reason why I call that a Strokes part is, I guess, because of the fact that the original Strokes songs from the first two albums had a lot of, repeating notes, whatever those notes are. Was that 16th notes or something? Your Block Party utilized the same approach. Because you could simplify that down to just like hitting the note once, what would it be, like whole notes, and changing the melody on every whole note, but instead you draw it out by, taking the melody and then just filling it in with 16th notes. So when you listen to it, your mind is like following along one by one, and then as it changes, it's kind of more dramatic, I guess. I don't know, a little bit. It's definitely a technique to write down. With a band like this, the songs are really good. I think they only did 2 albums. You do start to wonder, like, all right, Maroon 5 played at the Super Bowl. Like, why can't we have Jet Like Gemini at the Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying?
You're one of us now. You're one of us now. I said you're one of us now. You're one of us now. Look down at my number shirt, 'cause now I'm looking in your direction. Sometimes it will make you hurt, but that's okay because you're here for action. Here for action, yeah.
Song's perfect for the Super Bowl. This guy played a lot of Les Pauls. I wonder how his body's feeling at this point. It's a heavy guitar. Slash too. You're one of us now. You're one of us now. You're one of us now.
boss now. Look down and button up your shirt, 'cause now I'm looking in your direction.
Like I said before, there's several little different parts and changes and whatnot. You notice too in that little rest portion where they're waiting for the chorus to come in, the first fill was different than the second fill.
Will make it hurt, but that's okay because you're geared for action. Geared for action, yeah. Geared for action,
Whoever edited this video did a good job.
yeah.
All right, that was Jet Like Gemini. Now, I do have a story about this band or group or whatever. Let's click on Doghouse Records. So the story goes, this must have been about, I want to say it was 2008 or 2007. I was on the internet and I saw Doghouse Records. We're looking for interns. Apply online. I sent my resume to try to be an intern at Doghouse Records. Now, the owner emailed me back and said, when can you come in? And I said, I'll come in next week. I met with the owner in his office in Doghouse Records. This is a true story. So, 2008, I'm 20 years old, I think. I remember the day I had on a black dress shirt, like anyone who watched Joe Rogan and Trump. Joe Rogan had on his like black dress shirt. That's what I wore. And I show up, and it was in Manhattan. And when I got to their office, they had an office that was like, typical random building in the city. You go in, there's like multiple floors. I think it was like actually pretty nice. It was like pretty modernized, like big glass see-through doors that had different businesses on the same floor, I'm pretty sure. So they had like a corner of the floor. And I walk in. I remember they had like a TV, probably like a flat screen with like Xbox, maybe even Guitar Hero was there. Then there was like a secretary's desk. Then there was the owner's office. So I like sit out there for a little bit. Then the owner, let me just take a pause here. The owner brought me in and asked me questions. So being 20, I had no job interview experience. It's actually kind of like, if I were to give advice to a young person, starting at, I don't know, sophomore year of high school, you should be doing like mock interviews and having someone who's at least above the age of, I guess, like 30, maybe even younger, like 28, guiding you through and being like, nah, you shouldn't really say that. Like, don't say this. Because I don't think I did well in the interview at all, because I had no idea like what to say. I was just playing the game with the owner of the record label, the game of like, oh, do you know who this person is? And then he's like, and then I was like connected, because I used to know a lot of information about different people who recorded certain albums, members of certain bands, etc. And I was trying to like connect the dots. And the owner asked me more questions about like, why are you interested in the job? What interests you about music, etc. I think I gave him a pretty good answer on that one. I said something like, I am interested in seeing the like growth and trajectory of bands. So like band starts out, then 2 years into their career they hit this iteration, then like 3-5 years. It's a pretty good answer, because as an owner of a record label, I guess you'd want to like, you're investing in a band, so you want to like be proactive in how they're developing and like how you can make money off of them, basically, and how they fit into the whole picture. But this interview was interesting too, because shortly thereafter, this was, I'm gonna guess it was like early, like January 2008 or something like that. very shortly thereafter, the entire music industry, old model, basically had collapsed. It collapsed like 2007, so that like it no longer, they weren't making enough money, I don't think, off of the artists at Doghouse to like support the office. Whereas in the past, I guess you could make more money. And I think they went into like distribution, and I don't really know the ins and outs of like what they did. Let's see. Doghouse Records, about established in 88 by Dirk Hemsath. That's probably who I sat with. It was like an indie label that made some good signings. I think back in these days too, you could like kind of like make a fairly good attempt at like, being successful off a record label, maybe. Because people actually had to buy the CD, and, this is right around like the MySpace like peaked, I'm guessing, probably like 2004 or 5. And then it kind of went on the downturn like 2007, 8, 9. So they're continuing to do reissues. Anyway, Jetlag Gemini. I have no idea what happened to them as a group. Obviously, they have good songs. I listened to their album the other day. I think it's called, let's see if we can look at it. Oh, so they don't have like releases on here. They have 2 albums. Business is one Jetlag Gemini album. The other one's called, Fire the Cannons. I listened to Fire the Cannons. It had a bunch of good songs on it. I'd say it was, maybe like 65% good songs, 35 filler. Could do it without the soft or the ballads or whatever. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And if you like this reaction, hit a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.